This guy is really a genius. In order to be able to fish happily in the river, he actually made an amphibious three-wheeled speedboat. 3 tires can switch attitudes at will, not only walking on land, but also speeding on the water. The maximum speed can reach 50 kilometers per hour, and you will never think of the main materials of the production. But it is only a few foam boards and a small bicycle, which is really awesome. The foam board is glued sequentially to obtain the main structure of the three-wheeled speedboat, which is then marked at one end of the foam board, and then cut with a self-made thermocut spacing to form the structure of the speedboat hull. A circle of foam board is glued to the edges to form a wrap around the hull. Then a layer of fiberglass is laid on the surface. Superglue is poured on and scraped with a tool to glue the fiberglass and foam board together to form a hole. This fiberglass adheres to the surface and has a high degree of toughness, which not only reinforces the foam board, but also strengthens the overall sealing and waterproofing of the hull. After the glue has dried and solidified, a square notch is cut at the tail end of the hull. Since this location required the installation of the power unit that drove the hull, it needed to be reinforced with a wooden plank structure. Since then, the main structure of the hull has been completed. The next step was to make the power unit that would drive the hull. In order to achieve the most ideal practical effect, the guy designed it into a direct injection drive device according to the characteristics of his own hull. What you see in front of you is the shell of the direct injection unit. The overall material is also made of fiberglass, which has high strength and water resistance. Square notches were cut in the planks at the stern of the hull, and the fabricated shell was fitted and covered with fiberglass to ensure that it was tightly attached. Then install the propeller in the housing, and then install the cover on the propeller with screws to fix the tail, and this movable terminal is used to control the steering device. Finally, the drive motor is installed at the top of the propeller, so that the drive device on the speedboat is completed. However, if you want to achieve amphibious sharing, you have to install a few wheels on the hull. Because he couldn't find a suitable tire for modification, the guy directly dismantled his youngest son's car, first added a crankset to the removed front wheel, and then reinstalled and welded the original front wheel bracket, and then fixed the modified front wheel on the tail of the hull, and installed a drive motor on the gear to provide it with the required power when driving on land. A telescopic rod is added to the top and connected to the main body of the hull to achieve the effect of telescoping up and down. The wheels on both sides are relatively simple, just install the modified bicycle tires on both sides of the hull. The side is installed on the telescopic rod so that it can move left and right. The middle seat is the same original seat on the bike, and at the end it only needs to be connected to the hydraulics required for the telescopic lever and the throttle handle. The braking system also has the wiring required to drive the power. When the power is turned on, 3. The tires can switch positions freely, put them down, and you can walk on land, and lift the tires to become a speedboat. So what do you think of the production of Xiaowak?